there's like this movement going on, little pockets here and there, and mainly amongst the younger crowd that I've never seen before, where they're starting to take this book and they don't do what most people do, where they hear the Word of God and forget about what they heard and do nothing about it and pat themselves on the back. There's these people that are, and many of them here, that are hearing the Word of God, and they're going, I'm going to do something. I'm going to respond to that. Because that was one of the first lessons I learned in Bible college. Our president got up and said, be careful. Be careful when you can hear the Word of God and do nothing, because it quickly becomes a habit. And that's a scary, scary habit to have in your life, when you can hear a sermon, get convicted by it, and then do nothing. You'll find yourself doing it. Once you can resist answering the Word of God, it becomes easier and easier and easier. Your heart gets more and more hardened to where it's like, I can hear something convicting and do nothing. And you do it more and more and more. And that's why be careful as you listen to messages and you hear from the Word of God and as you read from the Word of God. I mean, some people, absolutely, you don't spend enough time in the Word. But sometimes, and I want to be careful how I say this, but it could be possible that some of you spend too much time reading the Word and hearing the Word and not enough time actually doing it and practicing it. And I don't know that I've ever heard anyone say that. But because you would just think, no, the more sermons you hear, the better. Not really. Not if you don't apply them. You're just heaping more judgment on yourself. You're just hearing more things that you're not applying. Anyways, let me get back to my point, if I have one. It's this. I believe there are people that are starting to change the way we've been doing church. And it's getting very, very exciting to me. And it's very exciting to be in the thick of that, because I think church is going to change over these next few years. And we're seeing that. The world is going to get more and more hostile toward Christianity. And those who just kind of come casually will be gone. And yet there's this movement going on of people that are saying, no, I'll die for this thing. People who are living out the Philippians 3, the Philippians 1, 2, where we even say, for me to live is Christ and to die is gain. Like Christ is everything to me. So you can take everything else away from me, but I've still got Jesus. And that's all I need. That's all I need. He's worth it. It's people who will go with the Philippians 3:10 that says, I want to know Christ and the power of His resurrection and the fellowship of sharing in His sufferings, becoming like Him in His death. People say, I want to know everything there is to know about Christ. I want Christ. I want His power. I want the power of the resurrection. I want to understand that. And not only that, but I also even want the fellowship of His sufferings.